Say I'm good-hearted, but I'm just getting started. Got my eyes on the target. No, no. Till the battle's won, till kingdom come. Best to give me your loyalty, 'cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling me, they'll be calling me royalty. Best to give me your loyalty, 'cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling me, they'll be calling me royalty. They say I'm dangerous, 'cause I broke all the cages. No, I will sit and take it. No.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it. Mimi, for YouTube is messing with you. I'm sorry. Good to see you all. Thank you all for joining me. Today is March 20th, 2024. It's 5:40 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Breaking news just moments ago. There was documents released related to I believe it's Katrina and Jesse about the trafficking that they did before. Hey, everyone. It's good to see you all in chat. I think I'm the first one breaking it here on YouTube. Now, I cannot show the documents, but I can read the documents. And it is 4 full pages. I have not read it at all. So we're reading it together. But what I need you guys to do, is to please hit the thumbs up button. I would greatly appreciate it. At 7 p.m. Eastern time, I will be live again with Josh from the lab, Trevor from Trev Time, and Smiley from Smiley's World, we are going to be talking about Sebastian's case. So make sure you guys don't miss that. All right. Have you hit the thumbs up button yet? Please hit that thumbs up button. It is a way that it helps spread the message on YouTube to get the faces out. All right. Without further ado, let's get it started. Now, like I said, I cannot show the documents, but you can find them online. But what I can do is read them. Thank you, Mimi, thank you so much for your support. I appreciate it. Thank you all for your support. Thank you all for being here. Okay. All right. So this is for Jesse Vang versus the state of Wisconsin. DA case number 20160U002138. And the DA was Kyle J. Sargent. All right. Let me see here and make sure if let me just make sure something's not here. I see you. I'm gonna message you something. There's just something, it's just like a name that I have to redact out of this. I want to make sure I got the right name. All right, let's get it rolling. I just want to give a warning that this may be triggering to some folks. If you are sensitive to these things, this probably isn't your live. And this is going to talk about tea. You know what I mean? So just want to give you that. All right, here we go. Count 1, conspiracy to commit human, right? Sorry, I literally just got home. The above named defendant on or about Wednesday, November 18th, 2015, in the city of Appleton, Outagamie County, Wisconsin, conspired to knowingly engage in HT. I'm just going to say HT from now on. You know what that stands for. If you know, you know, right? Okay. Where the trafficking is for the purposes of commercial SEX Act involving the victim, KBB, which is, we know who that is, obviously, which, you know, figure A on the screen here, right? So 12, oh, I'm not going to do that. Okay. And the trafficking is done by controlling or threatening to control any individuals to an addictive controlled substance contrary to section 940.3022A, 939.50, 93931, 973.04, on and on. Statute to class D felony and upon may be fined not more than $100,000 or in prison not more than 25 years or both. And furthermore, invoking the provisions of Wisconsin statute, if the court imposes a sentence or places a person on probation, the court shall impose an asset analysis surcharge calculated as follows. For each conviction, a $250 for a misdemeanor, for felony rather than 200 for a misdemeanor. And furthermore, invoking the provisions of Wisconsin Statute 973, if the court imposes a sentence or places a person in probation, the court shall require the person to provide a biological specimen to the state crime laboratories. Okay, second one. Some of this is just legal garbage, you know. All right. All right, the second degree, second count, second degree SA. The above named defendant on or about Wednesday, November 18th, 2015, in the city of Appleton, Wisconsin, by use of force, did have S intercourse Okay, thank you. Excuse me. Did have S intercourse with KBB without the consent of that person, contrary to the statutes of Wisconsin, and maybe fined 100,000 and all of that. Same thing we read for. Now we're getting to the probable cause. Here we go. This is where it gets important. I have a frog in my throat, y'all. I'm sorry. All right, let's roll. Probable cause. And praise said defendant be dealt with according to law, and that the basis for the complainant's charge of such offense is as follows. Complainant states that she is an employee with the Outagamie County Sheriff's Department and bases this complaint upon the reports and investigation of Sergeant Joe Lidbury, Officer Roscom, Officer Adam, Officer or Sergeant McQuaid of the Appleton Police Department, as well as statute of AMR, date of birth, doesn't matter. Complainant, Sergeant, all of them are presumed truthful and reliable as sworn law enforcement officials. These statements of AMR, KBB are presumed truthful and reliable as adult citizens' witnesses. The statements that the MAU are presumed truthful and reliable as they are made against his penal interest. On November 20th, 2015, Sergeant Lindenberry was assigned to conduct follow-up on an incident occurring at 3900 North Gateway Drive, which is an American Suites Hotel in the city of Appleton County, Outagamie County. Sergeant Lindenberry and other officers with Appleton Police Department Crime Resource Unit responded to a hotel and spoke with AMR and KBB. It should be noted that KBB was crying and upset when Sergeant Lindenberry first introduced himself to her. So she was upset with the officer. She. Got it? Sergeant Lindenberry spoke with AMR, who indicated that KBB was assaulted by two individuals from Minnesota and that the two men from Minnesota planned to transport her to Minnesota for purposes of prostitution. AMR stated she had been using mathematics, right? Maybe she's born with it, maybe it's methamphetamines, for the last 3 days, and had also used heroin within the last 3 days. Officers ensured that KBB was not physically harmed and began to speak with AMR and KBB. Sergeant Lindenberry learned that two women were partying with an individual named Smacky. Hold on, I need to check something here. Also identified as Mao. Is that how you pronounce it? Moua? Maua? Mao. The woman indicated they started partying with Mao. That's what I'm going to call him. At his house on Badger Avenue. Sergeant Lindenberry is familiar with Mao and the residence they are speaking about, which is 308 and a half North Badger Avenue in the city of Appleton. This is the address within Allegheny County. The victim stated two individuals from KBB. Hold on, guys. Okay, that one. KBB described the conversation consisted of Mao acting as something of a broker. Oh my God. The individuals from Minnesota regarding an agreement those individuals made with Mao's brother. Wow. He was a broker. Okay. Chair Maua regarding the transportation of 4 females to Minneapolis. According to the women, Cher made an agreement with the two men from Minnesota to arrange 4 females for the Minnesota individuals to take to Minneapolis for purposes of traffic. AMR stated the individuals from Minnesota also were present to deal with a, quote, snitch, and stated that the Maua's brother had been arrested for possession of mathematics. Sergeant Lindenberry knew, independent of their statement, that Cher Maua had taken into custody within the previous week in the town of Grand Chute for possession of mathematics. The victims stated, and so KBB, which is, you know who that is, stated they left the 308 and a half North Badger Avenue address the previous day to go to American for a, quote, hotel party. Katrina stated they knew the two individuals from Minnesota were going to the hotel party as well. Katrina stated that she was SA during the time they were at the hotel, and ultimately, Katrina was taken to St. Elizabeth's Hospital, where evidence was collected related to SA, she reported. Or Elijah. Yeah. Sorry, I have to redact some of this as it goes along. I have to redact some stuff, so just some names. So it's a little tricky. Um, where was I? Katrina stated that she was SA during the time at the hotel, and ultimately, Katrina was taken to St. Elizabeth's Hospital, where evidence was collected related to SA, she reported. Prior to leaving for the hospital, Sergeant Lindenberry obtained a photocopy of the room registration information for the hotel. The room registration contained a photograph of Minnesota driver's license belonged to a Dan Vang. Katrina stated the other individuals who she referred to as Jesse had a tattoo of a dragon on his chest, as well as a number of other tattoos that she provided details about. After transporting both women to St. Elizabeth's Hospital, officers arranged for the two to be escorted to the room outside the emergency room in order to provide more information about the reported SA. Officers obtained and executed a search warrant for the address 308 1/2 North Badger Avenue and recovered numerous items of DRUG paraphernalia, as well as a safe that contained firearms and memory cards. Why does he have memory cards and firearms together? Sounds like that might have something on it. Sergeant Lindenberry and others noted a green leafy substance consisted with the appearance of Mary Jane inside the safe and collected it. The paraphernalia collected include a homemade pipe collected in the top drawer of a white cabinet in the hallway, 2 glass pipes, a digital scale, and a number of gem packs recovered for a bedroom. What are gem packs? GEM. And a glass pipe found under a couch cushion in the living room. Sergeant Lindenberry knows from training and experience that gem packs, it's going to tell me, are utilized to store and transport small quantities of mathematics. The location of the gem packs in proximity to the scale and pipes is consistent with the appearance of items used to inhale mathematics. Caused them to believe the gem packs were utilized for this purpose. Officer Roscom with Katrina related to SA, she provided a description which is consistent with that Dan Vang as an individual named Dan, also a description of the other individual from Minnesota who she refers to as Jesse and Jake. She described this person as, quote, looking like a Buddhist statue, end quote, and stated the individual was Asian and was short and pudgy, end quote. The individual had a tattoo of a dragon on part of his chest, and she stated he had pierced ears and had at least a partially shaved head. Katrina stated that while they were at the Badger Avenue address, they were using drugs with other individuals, and that people had been coming and going and everything was fine. Katrina stated that at some point the two individuals from Minnesota came, and at that point others left her and another person with the two in Minnesota, with one individual stating they should stay and make the two feel welcome. She stated while they were gone, she and the other victim continued to smoke mathematics. So Katrina and the other person are continued to smoke mathematics and heroin because the individuals from Minnesota brought it to them. Katrina stated at some point a large number of people came over to the Badger Avenue house and said Jesse and Dan were trying to get her to drink alcohol. Katrina stated at one point in time she started to get a bad feeling about the evening. She indicated Dan and Jesse were extremely touchy-feely with her and kept wanting to give her hugs and make comments such as she had nice legs and she had the perfect bottom. At one point in time, Jesse asked her if she wanted to go to a hotel with him and stated the way he worded it made her sound like she was a prostitute. Jesse and Dan responded by indicating they were both good people and she could trust them, and she considered coming to Minnesota with them. Katrina stated there were still a lot of people at the house and they were becoming annoying, and when someone brought up the idea of going to the hotel so they could have more space, other girls started getting dressed up, and she decided to go to the hotel because everyone else was going. Katrina then went with a friend of hers. Jesse and Dan Katrina then went with a friend of hers, Jesse and Dan, to the American Suits. She indicated she felt happy in the car, but knew something was wrong. Once they got to the room, she and her friend went to the bathroom and used a combination of mathematics and heroin. She stated once they left the main lobby bathroom, they met up with the other two and walked downstairs. She stated they went to room 301 and other victim began doing her makeup. And she was doing this for a long time. She indicated she was using more mathematics and stated that Dan and Jesse were drinking, but barely drinking. At some point, Katrina stated she and victim 2 came out of the bathroom, and Katrina's friend, victim 2, who she knew as having a nickname that started with S and ultimately identified as the Mao. The Maua, or is it Thai? Maua showed up and wanted to take Katrina's friend, victim two, to get fast food. Katrina stated she wanted to go with them because she didn't want to be separated from her friend. But Mala told her to stay because she couldn't leave Dan and Jesse. Katrina stated once they left, Dan and Jesse locked the doors and began to sort of herd her in the corner in the back of the bedroom of the room. Katrina stated one of the men closed the door and put a sheet over in between the bedroom and the living room and stated it was just her and Jesse in the bedroom. Katrina stated that Jesse shoved her onto the bed, pulled her hair, and that she landed on her back. She stated she ended up on her stomach and that he was behind her, engaging his Willie, engaging his Willie Nelson. You got me? Engaging, where was it? Behind her and engaging his Willie Nelson into her cha-cha with sexual intercourse. She stated this caused her extreme pain and that she was just waiting for it to be done and that her body literally shut down, end quote. Katrina stated that when Jesse was done assaulting her, she got up and went to leave the room and could see that there was blood on the bed. Katrina stated she was being, one second. You could see the blood on the bed. Katrina stated she was SA'd again, this time by Dan while she was in the living room of the room. She stated that she did not know what to do. Um, Hold on, guys. I just need. Okay. She stated that she did not know what to do. And, quote, I felt so stupid because I couldn't fight back, end quote. She stated that Dan had his Willie and you know what, her, you know what. Hold on, I got to figure out how to. I got to ask a question. Something. 1 second. Sorry, guys. I had to check on something, and then I had someone at the door. Okay. This is something. Her. Okay. With her, and when he was done, he threw a towel at her. She stated that she then wiped herself off in the bathroom and left the room, ultimately going outside. She stated she wanted to leave, but she did not want to leave knowing that AMR was coming back with and was concerned that the same thing would happen with victim her friend with the two males. Okay. Katrina stated that she went back inside and immediately informed by Jesse and Dan that she was going to be taken back to Minnesota and living in one of two homes where there were rules. She stated the home did not have heat and there would be males present who were running the house. They told her different men would always be present and there would be and she would be there 24/7 presence with men who would be assigned to her. Wow. She stated that this was in the area near Minneapolis and further indicated that Jesse and Dan stated that she would not be her own person anymore and that men told her she would be told what to eat, what to wear, how to do her hair, and if she did not follow the rules, there would be consequences. Katrina stated that made it very clear that in exchange for this, there would be a quote, never ending supply of drugs, end quote, for her, and how she had a thought come to her head that her life was ruined and she was going to be a SEXSLAVE. Katrina stated her friend returned at approximately 6:30 in the morning, and she took her friend into the bathroom in order to tell her what happened. She indicated they needed to have a plan and they needed to get out. She indicated when they left the bathroom, her friend yelled at the two men, and Katrina got scared because she did not want to upset them. Katrina stated that she needed to keep both men happy and that she and her friend needed to make a run for it at some point. Katrina stated at some point in time, one of the men left the room and she and her friend then took off. And despite not knowing where they were, ran next door to a neighboring hotel where they went into the bathroom. She stated they were there for a long time and someone must have called the police on them. During a subsequent interview with a SA nurse, Katrina stated while her office while near Officer Roscom and that Dan had slammed her face down onto a pull-out couch with his hands and that she was facing him with him holding her neck down with one of his hands on her throat. She stated, quote, he could not get it in when I was not facing him, end quote, and stated that the SA by Dan did not hurt like it did with Jesse. Officer Adam Nagel spoke with Katrina's friend, who stated that she left the hotel with Maua and that when they returned to the hotel, Katrina was very upset and had told her in the bathroom what occurred. Katrina's friend stated that Mao knew what was going to happen all along and that when she became mad, Mao left with another individual who she identified as Travis. On November 23rd, 2015, Sergeant Lindberry made contact with Mao and was advised of his constitutional rights and indicated he was willing to answer them and provide a statement. Mao indicated that he was partying with Katrina and her friend and at his residence on November 19th, 2015. He indicated he was contacted by two individuals from Minneapolis while they were partying at the house on that day. Mao indicated the individuals he was corresponding with at first believed he was his brother, Cher, but they later learned that it was not him. Mao stated that the individuals from Minneapolis were coming to Appleton because of a situation or arrangement Cher made with them. Mao stated the two Minnesota suspects were in Appleton and were supposed to take four girls to go to Minneapolis to party. Sergeant Lindenberry asked Mao to elaborate, and he replied he could only make the arrangement for the girls and could not make them say yes or no on whether they would go. Mao stated the arrangement from the girls were again completed by his brother, Cher, and he did not have prior knowledge of the situation. Maua was reluctant to elaborate on the arrangements and circumstances that followed, but indicated when he told the individuals from Minneapolis that he was kicking it with two girls, end quote, they indicated that they were on their way to his house. Okay. Maua stated two male Asian friends of his brother then arrived at his residence and began providing drugs to two females who were there. Maua indicated because of police presence in the area, people began to be nervous, and the individual from Minnesota left his house to go to the American for the hotel party. Maua further indicated that the girls left with the two males to the American and stated that he went back to the hotel to hang out with Katrina's friend and leave for food. Maua indicated he did not pick up Katrina's friend from the hotel and that they went to the same location Katrina's friend described in order to have food. This would be in time. This would be in the time period when Katrina reportedly was being SA'd by Jesse and Dan. Sergeant Lindenberry then reviewed Officer Roscom report containing identifying information on the unknown suspect known as Jesse. Sergeant Lindenberry accessed social media and noted that Dan Vang was connected through social media with the individual named Jesse. Jesse's Facebook profile shows an Asian similar in build to the description provided by Katrina and with a dragon tattoo on his chest. A separate profile picture of the same male Asian depicted in Jesse's profile shows the name Jesse tattooed across his back. Sergeant Lindenberry then provided preservation orders and search warrants for the content of both Dan and Jesse's social media profiles. On December, one second. Okay. On December 15th, 2015, Sergeant Lindenberry made contact with Sergeant Paul Johnson, who was assigned to the St. Paul, Minnesota Police Department HT Task Force. Sergeant Lindenberry provided Sergeant Johnson with details related to the case and identify and description of Dan Vang. Because Sergeant Lindenberry, who was able to identify that Dan Vang may have lived near St. Paul, Minnesota, Sergeant Johnson indicated he had the information related to Dan Vang after providing him with a physical description and other details related to the person known as Jesse. Sergeant Johnson stated Jesse Vang had police contact with St. Paul Police Department while accompanied by a male Asian named Jesse Vang. Sergeant Johnson indicated when their agency had contact with Dan and Jesse Vang, the two were accompanied by female individuals investigators believed to be involved in prostitution. Sergeant Johnson provided information to Sergeant Lindenberry, including that Jesse Vang had a dragon tattoo on his chest and his name tattooed on his back. Sergeant Lindenberry then examined social media accounts associated with the name Jesse Kratos and noted that photographs received from St. Paul Police Department from Jesse Vang and the photos on social media and on Jesse's appeared to be the same person. On both profiles appeared to be the same person. On February 8th, 2016, at approximately 3 p.m., Sergeant Matt McQuaid of the Appleton Police Department made contact with Mal, who had been taken into Appleton Police Department as part of an unrelated investigation. Sergeant McQuaid attempted to interview Mal about the incident at the American Suits, but Mal indicated he did not want to answer questions. At this point, a decision was made to confine Mal for his role in the incident at the American Suits. A search incident to arrest reveal a black digital scale in his left rear pocket and several gem packs in his left rear pocket. Sergeant McQuaid is familiar with the use of gram packs to store the transportation of mathematics and other controlled substances, and small scales that are used to weigh the controlled substances either before or after to confirm a claimed weight. The weighing service of the digital scales and the inside of the gem packs appear to have residue of an unknown whitish in color substance. On February 19, 2016, Sergeant Lindenberry conducted a living field test on the suspected Mary Jane, recovered from the safe of 308.5 North Badger Avenue in December of 2015. Sergeant Lindenberry had utilized this test in the past to receive a reliable result on suspected Mary Jane for the presence of THC. The test returned a positive result on the presence of THC and a total weight, including packaging, of 1.78 grams. Detective Lindenberry reports that on April of 2016, he received information from the state crime lab regarding DNA profiles, which was taken from the VCKB and from the crime scenes at the American. This information indicated that Jesse Vang's DNA and one of the DNA profiles located in the victim, Katrina. Subscribed and sworn before me and approved for filing, the district attorney. Wow. That is a lot. And it was hard to redact because I had to do it every 3 words. Wow, wow, wow. Do y'all think they were telling the truth, in your opinion? Because if they were telling the truth, in my opinion, thank you, Princess, why is she with him now? Thank you, Sonia. I think are they still locked up? Yes, they are still locked up. And why give him your baby? That's a really good question, Barry Meadows. In my opinion, my opinion, I think they said, come on. They knew that they were hooked on the stuff. They were pretty girls. They said, come on, let's go party at the hotel, all the drugs that you want. Let's have some fun. But why leave her baby with him? Yeah. Well, why date him? Right? I think she got hooked on the junk again. And she got back with Jesse because she was hooked on the stuff again. That's exactly what I think happened. Susan says she is with him because the barrel of trash threatened him. They fear for their life. It is bad. Look bang up in the dictionary. Trash appears to be the definition. So you think, Susan, so what you're saying, in your opinion, you think that Jesse threatened Katrina to be with him? Like even now? Is that what you're saying? Wasn't one of the guys her husband? And yeah, that's Elijah's dad, the other guy. Katrina has been with them both, right? Katrina's been with them both. I don't know, but she had just got the kids back. Justin, a family member got mixed up with trash, and yes, this is exactly what to do. Well, Susan, I understand that can happen, and it does happen every single day. But why, after so many years, after she lost her kids, got them back, was doing so good with herself, I think Katrina relapsed, in my opinion. And she knew who she could get with to supply her. I think it was 2022 when she got back. Yeah. And not only did she allow herself to be with him, but in my opinion, she gave control of Elijah to Jesse because he was the controller. He was controlling. And addiction is powerful. And she gave him control of Elijah because he held on to the drugs. Drugs will take, and it does every day, takes marriages, it takes people's lives, right? They lose everything: home, their car, their family, their life. Yes, the substance owns a person. In my opinion, she likes this life. I think she probably likes the idea of the life. I think she likes probably the money, but I don't think she likes where she's at now, because now she's sober, right? Now they're both sober. They're both sitting there with their sober self in jail, having a good time to think about what they did. Susan says, Justin, my family member got out of prison, was doing well. The Vangs found him and threatened him and his family if he did not go back to. Wow, Susan. So you, your family member knows them, the Vangs. Jesse has an autistic son and she has an autistic daughter. You never know. You never know. All right, guys, I will be back in 20 minutes. We're going to be live with Josh from the lab, Trevor, Smiley's World with Smiley. So don't miss it. Got a lot to talk about. Talking about little Sebastian. I will see you guys in 20 minutes from now, 7 p.m. Eastern. I wasn't planning on going live on right now, but this just broke and I wanted to bring it to you guys ASAP. So here it is. I'll see you guys. Yep, 20 minutes from now. It's another live. Hey, Susan, you can call me or text me. Text me who you are right there. That's my number. Right there. Screenshot it or whatever. Text me, call me. Not right now because I'm getting ready to do another live, but you can text me now if you need. But so, all right, guys. I'll see y'all. The live is here. The live is on this channel, but this live right here is going to end, and there's going to be another live on Sebastian in 20 minutes on this channel. So, all right, guys. See you later. See you in a little bit. Bye-bye.